Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where a junkie on good storytelling shares her thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. You're watching the final review for the drama Word of Honor, 山河令, but it's also edited from a live stream on April the 22nd. So if you're interested, you can head over and check out the actual streaming. That will be much longer. As I'm making this video, it's exactly 2 months after the first day when the drama aired in China. So, as usual, first let you know my rating and then I'll talk about things in detail. I would give Word of Honor 山河令 a 2 gold mine rating at the end of it. I don't give it a 3 gold mine because 3 gold mine is reserved for dramas that are pretty much the dramas I can't pick any fault out of it. And 山河令, although I love it, I have to recognize it has shortcomings. There are things that are not perfect about this drama, let's be honest. Because I really love it, okay? I don't care, it's actually 2 gold mine, it's still my favorite. I'm gonna reverse the order. I'm gonna first talk about the things that kind of draws it back from, giving it the highest rating I could possibly give. And then I'm gonna talk about the good things. In the category of things that are not ideal. First, blatantly in your faces, it's such a poor production, which heavily impacted its end result and quality, and we have to recognize that. It's not anyone's fault, it's just a very cheap production. It doesn't have the money it needs. Ideally, the length of the drama should be even longer based on how much stuff they've added into the original story anyway. If the version that you see now, 36, ends up being a 40 episode, with the sort of similar level of intensity of plot and stuff, it will just give it more space for the story to run properly till the end. The version we see now feels very, very, very rushed towards the last fifth of the drama, really. That's one part to do with budget. But also other departments of this drama, you can tell, not having money is really restricting a lot of things. For example, they repeatedly use one built-up set, like a million times. The white deer cliff, the final armory, the mountain where there went to where there's a huge kind of castle hidden. It's all shot on the same green screen studio platform. They just do a little bit decoration. Like you can tell, so it does bring you out of the story if you have a lot of very high standard requirements. The rumor about it is it had only 30 million to start with RMB, but then later the sponsor, which is the nut company, that this time just hit it big, right? Gave extra money, so it went up to 50 million, but that's the version I hear most commonly online. I can't confirm if that's true. Definitely something below, let's say 70 million RMB. To make a period drama of that size, it's dirt cheap. Back in 2019, when The Untamed was made, I think the budget is 120 million. That's already considered to be a really, really low budget for a drama of like a 50 episode length period drama. So like in comparison, you get the idea of like how short of money this production is. The second thing, I've already kind of talked about it, that I don't think is ideal for this drama is the script quality is uneven. Beginning is really good. Middle starts to have a little bit problem here and there. Ending is just really made a lot of people go, well, what? It's not like an avalanche crash like you see in Guardian or certainly like Game of Thrones, but at a certain point it did feel it could have been much better. It didn't hit a high note as much as I think most people would want it to, so that definitely contributes to the fact that it just pulls you back from rating it fully, highly, giving it a really good score without feeling, like you are being a little bit too partial. They also didn't do very good editing for the last couple of episodes. Feel like they're rushing it. Plus CG, things are out of continuity. Episode 31, 32 editing was like, what the heck is going on? So for all that caused people to feel some of the characters that you've built up to that point have become OOC, out of character. And some of the plot are getting a little bit too tropey. Not having money is not the biggest reason to me. The script not fully, completely complete what I have anticipation for is the biggest problem. So those are the only bad things. Everything else now is just gonna be good. So I'm gonna start to shamelessly praise it as if I actually made this drama and it's my baby, which is not true. So the good things about this drama. First, foremost, most important. 太好磕了！太好磕了！ I mean, CP is magic. CP often is something that you can't quite put your finger on. It cannot be quantified, but when it happens, like everybody knows. It's like love, right? When you fall in love with someone, you don't necessarily always figure out, like logically why you love them, you just do. The casting choice of this drama. And a lot of that is obviously due to the producers going out for grabbing the right person, but also it has a lot to do with timing and things working out and not working out, because initially that's not the cast they aimed for. It's because of pandemic and everything, things got moved in every weird ways and people cannot come, people can come. So eventually it ended up with this cast, which is just such a lucky strike. It's very similar to Guardian back in 2017 when they filmed it, which was initially, Zhu Yilong wasn't casted for this role. It's because the person that they picked initially didn't do it, so they got him in like last minute, and we have Guardian. It literally changed history for a lot of people. So this time, again, a priest adaptation novel, again produced by Youku. Although the previous one was actually produced by Le Shi, but Le Shi went bankrupt halfway, so Youku bought it. It has like a fateful feeling with it. No matter what's the reason behind it, this cast is just perfect. Once you have these two down, they are really, really fitting each other. And it's the steady progression line. As the story progresses, at a certain point, you're gonna feel like, okay, now I see why these two are perfect, and you can't imagine anyone else doing those two roles apart from these two. So this is very lucky. It's just lucky. You don't get that. Like, even with the best actors, you don't just guarantee that you're gonna get it in every drama. But also, once you have these two down, you have the supporting cast in. And while they were filming during June, July, August, up to September in Hengdian last year, it was right after the wave of all the dramas starting to film after the lockdown. So they were so short of actors. They needed supporting actors, extras, everybody. They don't have money. They are one of the poorest crew sitting in Hengdian. And they need a lot of people in this drama. A lot of 老头, okay, old men. They need a lot of old men who are just gonna die anyway. But they're important to the story. And it's funny that the producer was running around, the assistant director, everybody is like desperate to grab people. It's literally like, come, like, I need you on camera. The reason that they managed to grab so many old but well-established actors, such as the Heizi, who played Gao Chong, such as the actor who played like the beginning part, Lao Bi. Episode 1, the old guy who got the nails. So many people that you see, all famous faces. They are literally those people who are working on different productions in Hengdian at the time. And this crew went in to do all kinds of like persuasion. It's like, can you just come over and do 2 scenes for me, or do 2 episodes for me, or I will exchange like certain things with you. Like, they did this crazy bargaining to manage eventually secure all those people who are much more expensive, really. If you use them for like extensive episodic account. Emotionally, we like to contribute the success to the lead, Zhang Zhehan and Gong Jun, but honestly, it is, if the supporting roles do not do a good job, it's just gonna, the whole thing is gonna crash. Luckily enough, right, all these supporting roles who just all did such a good job. A second major reason that is a good thing about this drama is, although the scriptwriter gets a lot of hate online, and also she did a recent interview that wasn't received very well by the drama fans, but regardless of that, we do have to recognize it is, relatively speaking, a successful adaptation based on original material that's a BL web novel. How many times has that happened? Untamed is different because Untamed is like pretty much copied straight from the book. There's hardly any change. There's like 95% pretty much like bringing the original story exact. I'm talking about heavy adaptation, changing a lot of the things from the original, but still do a pretty good job as a standalone storytelling. If you look at it as a BL, it's definitely a BL, but if you look at it as a typical wuxia drama that you've watched a lot in your childhood, if you've dabbled in Asian dramas, Jingyong or Gulong dramas and stories, it's pretty much also okay in that respect. And this drama script has added a lot of stuff and giving it a possibility for the audiences to interpret it from all kinds of angles and different levels. There's so much that you can dig out of this story, depending on your perspective, your sort of cultural knowledge, linguistic, literature, whatever background you have, you really can look at this drama as a different drama from very different perspectives. And whichever it is, it all stands scrutinization to a point, which I cannot say for most of the adaptation Chinese dramas, let's be honest. Big IP, adaptation often ends up being Mary Sue or like all kinds of like just lazy and crappy writing. This drama doesn't have lazy and crappy writing. It may have contested writing at certain point, which is I don't quite think it's the best way to tell the part of the plot or story or logic, whatever, but overall, okay, this is one of the better ones we've gotten. In how many years? Pretty much since I started this channel. That definitely is on the positive side, even though it's not perfect. It's still on the positive side. A third thing is you can really feel a level of love. The thing that I talk about often in my review, which is if the main creatives plus all the crew on this project care about what they're doing or having fun with what they're doing or are doing it when they are on set, they're happy. There are projects where people are just literally fighting against each other while they're making it. And there are also projects when people literally enjoy doing the job. Because this drama has leaked so much special feature footage, offset, on-set stuff, and it's just really easy to tell. This crew really cared about what they're doing and they love what they're doing. They're laughing at themselves all the time about just how poor and how pathetic they look and how while they were filming, nobody cared about this crew, nobody cared about this project. They all think this is gonna flip, this is gonna fall, and this is gonna be the most embarrassing BL among the BL 101, all the projects. And they kind of all accept that. And they're just like, fine, like we're just gonna have fun. Probably it also has something that I'm gonna talk about later in the stream. Not gonna mentioning it here. It really is linking to the next point, which is, although it doesn't have a lot of money, it's in many ways a very fortunate production. It's so lucky. It just managed to hit the crucial development point in timeline regarding when it started shooting and post-production and releasing and it's airing and everything. It's just lucky. And there's something you can't repeat is for future BL dramas to come, I don't think it's likely for them to be able to hit just step after step, lucky strike, lucky strike, lucky strike. Everything is just happening at the right time, perfect timing. You can't repeat that. I know they're still throwing out special features, but we kind of have everything. And then leading into early May, there's going to be a concert. And after the concert, pretty much close the door for most of the stuff for this drama. Because recently there's a policy pretty much saying up till July, there's not going to be any other BL drama that will be airing in China. So now you have a window opening up to July where there's not going to be anything else that's going to come in and take away the attention. Some of the dramas are lined up, they've passed censorship, they can't air. But in China, it's like even if you have the license to air, it doesn't mean you can air, So these things, right, all plays into the result that we see now for this drama. So you cannot repeat that. It just is one of a kind, it happened, and it's one deal, one-time deal, and it's done. So finally, at the end of this final review, I would say I feel very fortunate that I caught this drama on the first day it aired. So I caught everything. Okay. And I'm very fortunate to have people in my real life who also love this drama. So we literally are on a chat group and talking about this drama every day. Plus, obviously, I'm so lucky that I have a channel and I have audiences and from everywhere. I have Discord and I'm just so happy that this happened. I'm really thankful, really thankful. Thankful for March and April 2021. Word of Honor happened and I happened to be a person who ran into it. Crash into it head on. If you go to my Bilibili, you can tell I've already made more videos on this drama than the videos I've made for Guardian. It definitely broke my personal record. I don't see another one coming anytime soon to break that. I don't think I can take this like twice a year. Early March to now, so it's a little bit shy of 2 months. I wake up every day, sometime around 5 o'clock. Because my biological clock was set to the drama airing at 6 in China. So it has screwed up my biological clock. And I've been sleeping less than, say, like in one go, less than 5 hours for over a month and a half because of this drama. So it cannot continue forever, right? I'm not 20-year-old. I do not have that much energy anymore. That will conclude my final review. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.